good afternoon. Welcome to episode 2 of Bill. No, I'm just messing with you. We're going to step into episode 2 in regards to drafting. And for your NFL fantasy draft, again, there are people that still have fantasy drafts that are about to start or they're in the middle of, so let's get to it. If this cuts off early, just letting you guys know, I have no idea what's going on. This handy cam's been working really weird. Alright, so touch and base immediately. We're going to go into, they call it the late round draft suggestions, running backs and wide receivers. Now remember, I'm giving you my advice against or for what they're already telling you, so let's just move to it. And it shows here that the high value ADP, average draft position, wide receiver positions. The first thing they're saying is that obviously you want to put a solid team together, and they're telling you that, and they're telling you to do it on their suggestions. But I'm here to tell you, I'm going to read their list. I'm going to tell you what I think, and then you take it from there. You either listen to me, listen to them, or listen to yourself. And obviously, when you listen to yourself, you don't have to say you second guessed anything. But anywho, so the first person they're talking about for a late round draft suggestion is the Houston Texans wide receiver Will Fuller. Now, I've said this several times this year, and I said it once in our last episode. Will Fuller is a good person. He is a wonderful wide receiver. He's a wonderful complement to our dear friend on the other side of him. And I don't know what else to say except he also complements Deshaun Watson. So let's make this quick, simple, and easy. Will Fuller is a good secondary wide receiver, and if you have his counterpart, which we already know who that is, then enough said. Then you might as well just draft the dang quarterback for Deshaun Watson as well. But that's irrelevant too. So anyways, when Deshaun Watson is healthy, we know he's dominant, but there has been times he's been hurt, and we understand quarterback position is rough. It's a man's game. Man's, ladies. Man's. And Will Fuller can play the game very good. So just to be a complimentary second wide receiver and a actual complement to Deshaun Watson, I would say go ahead. If you can pick him up in later rounds, he's worth the gamble. And it's not even an extensive gamble. He's good at what he does. Obviously, it says here Fuller is an entirely different monster when on the field with Watson compared to when Watson hasn't been on the field. Again, when you work hand in hand, that's always good. If you have DeAndre Hopkins, well, that's even better. That's all I'm saying. So go for Will Fuller, and you have my thumbs up on that. Second one they have is Zay Jones, wide receiver, Buffalo Bills. And that's up in the air. I would actually say flip a coin. And that's just my opinion. But they're saying that it would be further down. So if you're in a draft that has 24, 28, 32, 36 positions, yes. Further down, it's totally up to you. You want to look at what he did last year. Do your research. Remember, I think he's with Buffalo, right? I don't think he got traded or anything. But the big thing is, it says here Buffalo. And I would just say, with him and Josh Allen, things could be pretty good. Again, just do your research. I'm going to say thumbs up way later down there. If you're in a 32, 36 man roster, after round 30. There you go. Let's see. And then they're talking about... Well, that's just silly. We won't even get into that. So that's the only two that they're talking about, so we've already taken care of wide receivers at that point. I'm going to tell you this much. Y'all better be drafting Cole Beasley, Mr. Ex-Cowboy great, because he's with Buffalo, and he looked really good in preseason. How the Cowboys... Well, we already know how the Cowboys let all crazy things happen, but that's not the point. Cole Beasley, Danny Amendola, Mr. Humphreys in Tennessee... 3 good later round wide receivers that you really need to pick up. And then if you do defense, Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, you can go for all the other ones. That's fine. I'm just telling you, Seattle Seahawks, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Quote me on that. All right, so now we're going to go to the late round for running backs. and they're talking about, let's see, Nyheim Hines. It says, since March, people have been saying that Marlon Mack is a league winner, and it makes sense. He's a solid running back on a good offense, except he doesn't catch passes. Well, it says, do you know who does? Well, it's not Nyheim Hines. And if I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. I know who Marlon Mack is. I have no idea who this Hines dude is. But I can tell you this. Catching his name and looking at stats from last year, yeah, if it's a later round, these stats prove, and he's on the same bloody team, he's going to be very good, obviously, in as a later round pick. And if he's anything close to what he did last year, that's fabulous. It's really good. So again, late round pick, flip a coin, do your research. You don't have to listen to me, you don't have to listen to them. They don't know, I don't know, you know. I'm just telling you, I'm giving you a thumbs up or thumbs down on them. Thumbs up. All right. Second one is Justice Hill. It said, so, again, let's see, who is it? Yeah, no. Justice Hill, no. Alexander Madison, no. And Darwin Thompson, there we go. Yeah, no. None of these that I'm mentioning after Mr. Hines. Later round, I mean, you're really pushing the envelope, especially with Alexander Madison. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to waste time on this video with this. Yeah, okay, no. Do yourself a favor, again, do your research. If you feel that you have to rely on me or them, they're telling you yes on those three, I'm telling you no on those three, do your research. All right, the next one is later round quarterbacks, because we know that's important. Do yourself a favor, draft a backup. If you're not doing a team quarterback position or any team position, and you have to pick each quarterback, draft someone's dang backup. Let's see. So they're saying in later rounds, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Lamar Jackson, and Jimmy Garoppolo. We went through this last time. Jimmy Garoppolo should not be a later round pick. Should be a top 10 pick. Should be at, like with me, I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I do play favoritism with him because I do believe it was just unlucky he got hurt. And he is, to me, a very good quarterback. Let's see him stay healthy and kick it into gear this year. But with Lamar Jackson, and see Lamar Jackson, I said this last week too, on my last, on episode 1. Lamar Jackson, man, we're talking Baltimore Ravens here. Has anyone seen Lamar Jackson's stats from last year? I have. At least the top 10 pick, man, like 9 or 10. I don't understand. So, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins. Jared Goff should be a later round, like 15, 16, 17, because he's with the Rams. Just saying. And then Kirk Cousins, like I said last time, Kirk Cousins did his job that he was hired to do last year. When you get rid of most of your defense, you don't have Jared Allen anymore. You don't have these other guys anymore that built that defense. The Minnesota Vikings defense wasn't what it was with Jared Allen in that. So I can just say Kirk Cousins in a later round, that's great, man. But if the defense ain't any good, Kirk Cousins is going to be on the field a lot. So therefore, if you're PPR and bonus points for, the position in that, come on, man, do the math. Again, do your research. Understand your league. Pay attention. And those are the 4 on that. They're saying later rounds. Let's see. That's enough of that. Going to late round tight ends. They are saying that Joku, Jordan Reeds, Jeff Swaim, Mark Andrews, TJ Hockenson. Now, I'm just being honest with you because I didn't know Mr. Hockenson in episode 1. I do know Hockenson now. I told you guys about Jeff Swaim. He shouldn't be a later round anything. Jeff Swaim was a Dallas Cowboy, was doing good. Witten came back. They got rid of Swaim. Okay, see, that's going to work. Jeff Swaim is with the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's the starting tight end, and there's going to be a lot of dinking and doinking there. If you're PPR, thumbs up, take Jeff Swaim. And I don't mean in a later round. If you get him in a later round, God bless you, man, take him. But if you can get him earlier, probably around 15 through 20, do it. TJ Hawkinson, sorry, wow, I'm screwing that up. The big thing is, didn't know him when I did the first episode. I know him now. I watched him play. This guy's pretty good. He is. Later rounds, yeah, 15 through 20. And again, depending on how big your roster is. I mean, if you have 30, 32, 34, 36 spots, I mean, I hope you get him before that. But if he's available later, thumbs up. Jordan Reed, come on, man. Case Keenum just got named the starter over the rookie. And it's like, yeah, come on. Case Keenum, he's a decent quarterback. And now that he's the starter over Dwayne Haskins, either way, Case Keenum's going to dink and doink. Jordan Reed's going to be in love with this guy. And if he gets hurt, Dwayne Haskins is just going to use his feet, and he'll dink and doink as well because if pressure's on. So Jordan Reed, definitely take him. Absolutely. Joku, it's the Browns, man. Just take them. And Mark Andrews. With Mark Andrews, toss it a coin, dude. Toss it a coin. And that takes care of that. And then late round, well, we got to go get out of there. Hold on, guys. Tight end, running back, running back, running back, running back. All right. So then that takes care of all that. I need to talk about two things real quick. Oh, first of all, yeah, absolutely. Kicker. Oh, my God, dude. Get the Houston kicker. Get the Houston kicker. Can I say it any clearer? Get the Houston kicker. Get Josh Lambo. Get, come on, Bill. Get the Dallas Cowboy kicker. Barr. That's all I'm saying. There's three for you. And then points galore, I would get the Kansas City kicker. Because one way, shape, or form, Kansas City going to be doing some scoring, and you're good to go. So those are my four on kickers. And then I want to say two things. Troy Aikman made a nice tweet. Again, now this has nothing to do with fantasy football. Just to let you guys know. I'm going to defend Troy Aikman here. Some guy named Doug Gottlieb from FS1 basically put his foot in his mouth, said something stupid about Andrew Luck retiring, saying how millennial it was, that he didn't want to keep going because rehab was too hard. Doug, shut your hole. Troy Aikman said some things, and rightly so. He put Doug in his place, and all I can say is congratulations, Troy. I appreciate you. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but I can just tell you that I'm a fan of yours now because, one, Doug doesn't know the first thing about pain. He doesn't know the first thing about anything. Do your research on Doug, and you'll find out what he does know. And FS1 really needs to consider not keeping him on, as far as I'm concerned. But Doug, I will say this: you've been attacked by Troy and other people for you attacking and giving your opinion on, what's his name? Sorry, man. Sorry, Andrew Luck retiring, and it's just unacceptable. You are not the opinion of anything. I know you're paid to give your opinion, but the only thing you need to do now is publicly ask for Andrew Luck's forgiveness. You need to humble yourself, get on TV and apologize to Andrew Luck. And if you can't seem to do that, well, then FS1, you just need to fire him. Because I guarantee if this was a whole different circumstance, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then the other thing is, Chris Collinsworth. Sir, you and I seem to have an issue with what men's football is all about. The NFL is a man's game, period. So I'm saying to you that you were talking about, I believe, Carly Lloyd for, she was kicking field goals with some team. And you, at the end of what you said you hope that Carly Lloyd plays or kicks for the NFL at some point. I don't. Do you even know the lawsuits that would happen? First of all, we have people that are 5 times her size, weight-wise alone, that if they ran into her would destroy her body, let alone her leg. Number 2, we have some very perverted people that play, and I guarantee if they ran into her on purpose, they'd probably grab her butt, her boob, everything else, or whatever needs to happen. There'd be a lawsuit there. Number 3, It's a dude's game. You would have lawsuits from kickers who were not brought back that can do the game still. So here's my thing to the NFL. You're the only organization, the only sport that does not have a true women's version of it. The NBA has the WNBA. Baseball, there is a professional women's baseball league. It's called Fast Pitch. Just saying. And there is a baseball league. Soccer, also known as football across the pond, they have women's football. We also have, and women's soccer. We also have women's lacrosse. We also have women's track. We have track and field. We also have women's cross country. I'm getting here to a point, dude. Chris Collinsworth, focus on the obvious. If you think that women can play in the NFL, that's great. Keep it to yourself, because the NFL is the only entity not creating a league for women. So why don't we just create a league for women with 8 teams? Doesn't have to be anything excruciating hard. You can make an indoor league for them, sponsored by the NFL. And I'm not talking lingerie, guys. I mean, come on, seriously? I'll watch women play football if it's real football. I don't want to see booties or boobies hanging out while they're playing football. That's not football. But do it. Get you a women's NFL and make it 4 to 8 teams. You make it indoor if you need to, or like arena. And if you can, get smaller stadiums at first. I think there's going to be an attraction if you get the right cities. Obviously, New York is the right city. LA, San Francisco area, and that, the West Coast, you got to pick the right city. But, I mean, come on, NFL. Quit letting Chris Collinsworth, give an opinion like that, because you're just looking for trouble. And I hate to see someone like Carly Lloyd or anyone that's a woman kicking or playing any other position get killed, because, no offense, these guys are fast, they're hard, they're rough. And then you're putting a problem on the guys of, well, do I really have to sack her? Can I just knock her down? It's not going to be the same game. NFL, step up. Everyone else has a women's version of something, of that sport. So how about we get a women's NFL so we can stop this rhetoric from Chris Collinsworth? All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.